How y'all doing? Sifu Blapps here. Just waiting for people to come in. Today I've finished talking about the Warriors Life classes that I do, 1 minute Wing Chun classes that I do every week. And so now I've done the roundups for all those classes, the weekly roundups. So now the weekly live stream is more about telling you about life and how to walk the street as a warrior. So these are going to be more a bit strange in regards to how I go about giving bucket information out there. I wanted to talk today about life goals, and if you're preparing to be a warrior, you will find your life goal. So you'll set yourself on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment to understand more about yourself. And you do that by using the martial arts, well, in my case, using my tool for the life investigation, which is about building on my character to find out where my flaws are, where my strengths are, where I need to improve on what I'm doing in life, or how to improve my life to find my inner peace, my enlightenment of myself, and my happiness. They're all pretty much the same thing. I'm trying to find balance within myself, humanity, and Mother Nature, and the universe. So it's, my balance is to find my journey is to find balance with Mother Nature, the universe, and humanity, such as the Tao, the way. Okay, but building on my philosophy from Taoism back in the day, I found that there was something missing. There was something missing from my Taoism understanding. Not that it needed it. It's just, it would say, find your balance. Go ahead, do it. That's what your life is about. Get your balance. You'll find out more about yourself, and blah blah. So it didn't tell you how to do it. Okay, it said follow this street, follow that street. Try to adhere to all the streets. Try to adhere to all the paths, but ignore them all. But contain the information, but don't be tied to it. And it's going down that never-ending. So that way. So this way then. Okay, all right. Stay here. No, don't move. But move. But so it was very, to the outside world, it seemed confusing about how to do it. Such is the difficulty of finding or staying on the way, or being with the way, as you want to talk about it. So I used martial arts. I used a tool to center myself. You can find your tool, your engine, your motivation, your method in whatever you do in life. It could be the business, the business you're in. You could, the job you do. You could be in the forces and use the forces. You could be in the church. You could be in a new venture in life. Anything you strive to do, anything you love to do, you can find it a method that will keep you on the road to character building, and therefore self-enlightenment, and therefore happiness, contentment. You will come upon struggles anytime that you are on a venture, a new venture. On your journey, you will come across mountains and great rivers you need to cross, and passes you need to meander through, and and sort out. So you will always have something that gets in your way. Once you get to these places, how you react to them, how you deal with them, builds or shows you something about your character. So if you will never be defeated, you have a warrior spirit. You're building on you have a warrior spirit. So you'll always find a way over, through, under, around this mountain in front of you, this problem in front of you. That's a warrior spirit. If you find yourself, I can't bother, this is too much. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I didn't know that life could show me so much problems and strife. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to have a rest. It's a defeatist attitude. You have a defeatist spirit. So you'll find that if you look internally at yourself and say, why am I not getting anywhere? Anytime there's just a little problem, I feel defeated. That is a thing you need to work on. If you look at your method, which is martial arts, then you say, okay, I'm going to do a class today, and whenever my Sifu tells me to do press-ups or sit-ups or squats, or something that requires me physically, I'm going to try and get through it all. And eventually you get through them, and you some parts of it you're like, what, 10 more really, Sifu, 10? And he's like, yeah, all right, 12 now, all right, stop opening your mouth and telling me things. It's Sifu, that's too much. 15 then, because that's a proper Sifu. It's get on with it, get through it. So you do the 15. You eventually get to it. You don't know how you did it, but you got to it. And you're pooped. You're mashed up. You can barely do the lesson now because the warm up's so hard. But you get through the lesson as well, and afterwards, you are pumped. You're hype, and you're loving life. And then you think back to your hour and a half ago when you were like giving up during the press-ups or the exercise. And you realise to yourself, I got through that. I had to get through it because I was in a group of people and we all had to get through it because Sifu wasn't going to continue with the lesson until we all had got through it. Interesting. The pressure got me through it. But it wasn't actually the pressure that got me through it. It was my intention not to be a dropout. It's my intention to get to the actual lesson so I could learn something about this wonderful thing I'm doing. So therefore I have got a lot of determination. I just didn't realise it. I had to be under more pressure to realise it. When there's an out, I can just refuse to do it. Then I would refuse to do it. But when there's someone out there and there's an entire situation and an environment where you cannot fail, you must get through it, and then you get on to better things. I go with it. I choose not to get out, pick up my stuff and get out of the class. I want to learn this martial art, and this is the thing. This is the key that gets me to learn it. If I don't do that, if I don't turn the key, I can't get in the door to learn the martial art. So this is what you should be doing. You should always be testing yourself with something you love to do. If it's something you don't love to do, you won't find the motivation. There will be no why. There'll be nothing out there. So this is what I say, to get through to your life goals, use something that makes you more determined, that makes you stay on track, that results in your why, that gives you an impetus to continue. And stick with it. And martial arts has always been the best tool to get me to increase my my mind, my body, and my warrior spirit. And it will do for you. Now, again, I run a group called the Community Development for Martial Arts. It is an anti-bullying group. and we have 9 initiatives that we steer our members through. And these 9 consist of 3 for mind, 3 for body, and 3 for spirit. So you pick one from each that you have decided will be your method of getting through, to find out more about you, to pressure test you, and you go along with them. So you're increasing on all 3 levels, which is entirely required, and there's no stopping until you get to the end of them, and that could take weeks, years. There's no stop in this, because no one's the best at these initiatives. So your one initiative could be real education. So real education, there's no end to it, because education is literally the entirety of humanity's knowledge. So you'll never get through it. But what you can do is pick on things that interest you to learn. Like, you need a subject for a job, to get a qualification in a job, then you go to real education. Increases your mind power, and therefore you're on your way to becoming much more complete. You will find that it will pressure test you, because you love to do the lesson. You need to do the lesson. You need so therefore it will get you through. You might pick a body one, which is like free running, for instance, and the requirement of learning how to vault over objects, how to jump onto walls and have perfect balance, to be able to do flips, to be able to engineer a method to get from point A to B as creatively as possible, is a great test for your body, for your strength, for your endurance physically. And because it's a new thing, it can be dangerous if you don't do it correctly, so you have to learn all that as well. It just like with Taoism, there's always an element of one in the other. So in one coin, you'll have 2 sides. One is hate, one is love. Up, down, black, white, whatever dichotomy you want to think of. And you have to understand that if you've got love on one side and hate on the other, you can love someone by giving them, by doing something terrible to them. You can love them. They will see it as terrible, but if they think about it, they'll see, oh no, it's because of love. Take for instance, punishment from your parents for you messing about, and they said don't mess about, you'll break something, and you're messing about still because you didn't listen, and you broke the vase, and then they gave you a slap across your backside for it, and you cried, and you went to sleep cursing them without dinner, of course. So you've been punished for it. Then you think to yourself, okay, that was all right, maybe I was playing too much and blah blah blah. Then the next thing happens is that you're about to reach over to get a toy, and you're by the I'm making this up as I go along. Obviously, you're reaching for a toy that was next to the hearth, which is very hot, but you can't see that it's hot, or a cooker stove. There you go. So you're about to reach over for a handle. There you go, Vic. You're back on track. You're about to reach for a handle of a pot which is uncovered with wood or whatever. So therefore, you have to have a cloth to hold it. It's one of them old kind of pots. And your mum slaps you on the hand, and you're like, "What are you doing? Why would you hurt me for just trying to help you? What's going on?" Confusion. And mum says, "Don't touch it. That's hot." So you could have told me, "Nah, you're about to touch it." I had to stop you physically and make it harsh enough that you would understand it's not a good thing, all right? Because I love you. You would abuse me just to show me you love me, to prove you love me? Yeah. So, would your mum say, "Yeah, I'll bust your ass if you're about to hurt yourself." So, you have to understand the mentality that there can be love in hate and hate in love. Okay, it's a very thin wire. It's a very thin edge, and so you know when you're in love, you know that the person that you love, you could really hate easily, and you have the capacity to hate more when it's someone very close to you, because they know everything about you. They know how to hurt you. They know how to push your buttons. They infuriate you. You want to go crazy. If you haven't said to yourself about the person you love, it'd be so good to just one day, oh my gosh, one day. But anyway, you gotta love them. If you haven't said that about your partner, you're not in love. Okay, so so this is it. When you get onto spirit now, so we've done the mind, we've done mind with real education, we've done body with LE3 running, and we've done spirit with a Blapps session. Now, Blapps is my nickname, but it's an all-encompassing acronym to explain the myriad of interests I have in life. Okay, so Blapps is Better Living and Positive Propaganda System. It's the main one. There's Blapps Leisure and Poker Playing Saturdays, and there's Building, Labouring and Property Planning Services, and it goes on and on and on. There's a lot of things I do in the community, just little whimsical things sometimes, and sometimes more serious. The serious one on this one is Blapps, no, Better Living and Positive Parenting Society. That is the mentoring, family mentoring group that I do, and also the nursery care that I am involved in, and fostering and things like that I've done in the past. So now, Better Living and Positive Propaganda System sessions are about me having a one-to-one with you for about an hour to discover where you are in life, to get you onto the track of what you're here to do, what your destiny is, to find what your destiny is, and to also bring up your confidence and your self-esteem in yourself at this point in time. Because a lot of us are going through the struggle, and because we put this judgment on ourselves that we're not doing well, or we are doing well, but we could do better, and the depression sets in if we're not getting there of a specified amount of time, then we find ourselves lacking. We find ourselves giving ourselves a harsh judgment. But I come in and tell you, no, look at that. Look what you did there back in the day, and look where you are now. You've changed, so you've improved. So you're just not seeing what I'm seeing. What the outside world is seeing, you're not seeing it because you've been too harsh a judge of yourself. And so I open up the person's eyes into finding a new path, a new way, a new understanding of themselves that they didn't realize they had, and to get through to their destiny. All right, and obviously I help them on the way with doing small businesses, or helping them to get into their preferred career, or just being able to understand life better so they can get on the road towards happiness. Of course, if they want to get involved with the CDMA's version of how to get to that happiness, then I will introduce them to the 9 initiatives. Okay, and let them pick 3, and then go to the building where we show them all, and then they can go from one room to another during the week, using the facility to get through their chosen initiative to find out more about themselves. After they've done those 3, they can pick another 3 initiatives, or stay in the initiatives again and continue. They do it for approximately 3 months, and then they go on to another field, another place, to find out more about themselves, to push themselves into more places where they're getting pressure tested. So it's a good mix of holistic method of getting to an end. But you'll find that it's a very sophisticated and surprisingly effective. In life, you want to get to that place where you have more understanding of yourself, because it brings on confidence and high self-esteem. Why do you need confidence and high self-esteem? Is because fear and doubt arise from when you have low confidence and low self-esteem. Doubt comes from lack of knowledge of yourself, and fear comes from lack of knowledge of a subject. Once you have more knowledge of a subject, you become more confident about that subject. Once you have more understanding of yourself, you have more understanding of the world around you, and your doubt decreases and your self-esteem rises. Confidence and self-esteem are the main factors that bring on happiness, that bring you towards happiness, is what it's more. You're seen more, you glow more to the outside world. You will open doors for yourself as long as you're showing this winner smile, and you're holding your head up high and stuff. You'll be considered it's more magnetic to people, and they want to be around you, and they'll give you more attention. They want to get interested in what brought the smile, what brought the chin up, what brought that feeling of that guy, that girl is awesome. They're like a role model I want to follow. Once you're doing that, then you're adhering to the mainstay, the ethos of Taoism and Blapps philosophy, which is to do nothing. Wait. Once you're doing nothing, you're out there just being the best person you can be. You're also finding yourself going towards enlightenment, and other people will see you because they'll see the confidence. And so you will walk, you'll be on the other side of the street, and they'll be like, wow, who's that? Who's that guy? That's Victor Evelyn. Oh, cool. His name is Blapps. Blapps? What does that mean? Better Living and Positive Propaganda System. He's got a whole group and blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Yeah. That's why he looks so awesome. Oh, I've seen. Okay, cool. So you go out and research me, maybe, or you'll find another way to get like me. So when I looked at Bruce Lee, I was looking across the street, because he was already dead when I was growing up. So now I'm looking across the street at his movies, at his books, at everyone's reaction to his movies and his books, and just meeting him, and I'm like, this guy's amazing. Who is this guy? So everyone, that's Bruce Lee, man. He's the best fighter in the world. I'm looking for a best fighter in the world. That's amazing. It happened. And so I go, I need to know more about Bruce Lee. So yeah, fevered reading, watching his movies. Yeah, taking notes. Yeah, good. Writing book about him. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Everything deep intrusion into this guy. And I've never met him. So Bruce Lee was doing the most awesome Taoism on the entire world, and now he's an icon for martial arts. So as soon as you hear martial artist, number one, Bruce Lee, or Jackie Chan, or Donnie Yen, whatever. But these are all icons for martial arts because they are huge. They glow so much in life. So they've done nothing. They haven't come to your home. They haven't given you a course in how to be awesome. They've just been awesome across the road. And then you've gone out and improved upon yourself. And they've done nothing. If they forced you to do it, right, there's a school to do it in, go on, do it. That's a school for awesomeness. If right, now you're going to do 100,000 press-ups, and you'll go, yeah, I'll do as many as I can, but as soon as I get a rest, I'm out of there. You will rebel. If someone forces you to do something, pushing you down, thinking, as soon as you get this hand off me, they're going to rebel. So don't force people if you want them to learn something from you. They have to find you. They have to want to be like you. They have to want to be get the same results you have. They have to want it for themselves. You can't say, "Here I am," giving out business cards and stuff. I haven't got any business cards. Yeah, I'm always busy. Why? Okay, so this is what I do. My main ethos in life is to be a beacon of an icon for confidence or self-esteem, height or whatever. Okay, for being a nice guy. Okay, whatever you thought you saw across the road, that's my beacon. I'm beacon of awesomeness. Yes, yeah, the beacon of awesomeness. That's it. Right. So yeah, out there, go out and do your best, and to be a more complete person, and people will see you, and they'll want to be like you, and you have changed the world a little bit. Because my whole goal in life at 15 years old, when I got my moment, was I want to change the world. I'm going to change the world. I will change the world, and it will happen before I'm gone. So how do I do this? I couldn't say, right, I'm going to rise up with a militia and force people to learn what I know, and then they'll love me and they'll love themselves, and then they'll change themselves, and then they'll be better. That would never happen, because it would be a forced regime. So you can't do that. So I looked at people. I used the martial arts method, which is, you find a martial art because martial arts you love, or football you love, or whatever you love, and you got into it, and you found that the better you got, the more confident you became. The more you practiced, the more confident you became of your own skill, so your doubt decreased. And when people started giving you accolades and started getting to their team and paying you more money, you became a professional. You start going into massive clubs, and you're awesome now, and now you're of the status of Pele or whoever footballer you just thought of. Okay, and now you're listening to podcasts. Any podcast I make, any little comment, how did you become so great? Well, I practice 16 hours a day now. There you go, benchmark. 16 hours a day he did, and that was at 9 years old. Wow, how did you find 16 hours out of the day? It's not going to be 16, but all the time he spent, what he did to practice. Some people practice just to get a ball in a goal. Okay, this guy practiced to kick the ball onto a can on top of a post. Okay, that's how he practiced. And instead of, he put the ball anywhere he wanted, and he put the can anywhere he wanted, and would kick the ball overhead. He would do it with a volley. He would do it with a chip in the ball. He would toe punt the ball, and it will always hit the can, because he practiced. Okay, so now you listen to someone like that, and their determination to become just better. They weren't intending to become great. They just were on the path towards greatness because they had an attitude that would bring them there. All right, so their warrior attitude got them there. And now you're looking at them thinking, how am I going to get to that same level? So you look into their life and you think, wow, he used to kick balls onto posts, and ooh, that is amazing. That's great. I'm going to take that on. But then you find that just doing that doesn't get you to where this guy got you to, because he's only talking about one little thing. He did thousands of those one little things very much. And so now you have to get more into what he did, how his attitude to this, that, and the other. Why does he like his mum, love his mum and dad, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, he respects people, blah blah blah. Why does he do that? Why does he respect people? Because he's more confident. He has got nothing to achieve by putting people down. You see, and then you start to take on the aspects of his character because you want to be like this guy. You see what I'm saying? So it just keeps going on and on and on. Once you have something to aim for, something that you love, you will do as much as possible, and you will not be defeated until you get it. It is the human attitude to life. But some people forget that. Some people do not know that. So therefore, that's where I come in as Blapps with the Blapps session to show them that whatever they wish to achieve in life, they could do it if they had a different method pushing them. Okay, so it's not. This is just a life goals, warrior life goals talk today. I mean, I don't mind if you watch this later on, and you see that you could get something from this. But if you want to understand it more deeply, then you can go on my website www.cdma.uk.com and find out more there. You can go on Patreon and see all my videos, including this one, and do a little research from what I say. And you can also catch me on cdma.uk@hotmail.co.uk and chat to me on my email. Other than that, I would say find something that you would say you would love to do in life if you didn't have to work to make money. You would do this. No, well, no, don't do that. Because I was saying, do something you would do for free in life, but if you got paid, that would be the cherry on top. Okay. So that's exactly what I'm doing in life. All my days are engineered by myself. I've been like this since 1994. No, 1992. Yeah, 1992. The last time I worked for anyone. So I've been at this for a long time because when I was young, I decided what I wanted in life, and I went out and got it, and I used my method that I'm telling you about today to get there, to this point where I call happiness, bliss, joy, contentment. And I did it looking this good with a smile, this good. Alright, so I'll see you there on the other side. Anytime you want to contact me, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram under Sifu Blapps, or Dr. Blapps on Facebook, Victor Evelyn, Victor S. Evelyn, R.M. on Facebook, Instagram obviously, and then Sifu Blapps and Dr. Life Investigator. Yeah, that's it. So get there, people. Stop hanging about. Joel on True. Have peace.